Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Makakadash. This is another message of daily edification brought to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Brother Matthias ben Yasharallah on deck again for another one. All right. Gonna go right into the scriptures. Got a lot of reading to do today. Actually, 71 verses from the 6th chapter of the book of St. John. I wanted to say that it was prophesied in the ancient days that men and women alike, there were going to be some that reject the Messiah. There was going to be wide range deceptive practices. It was prophesied that there was going to be wide range deception, all right, to try to get us to not believe in the Son of the Most High. This is all planned, all right. All of us who make it, all of us who stay steadfast and unmovable, always abiding in the work of the Most High, Yahweh, through his Son Yahweh Shai, you won't be shaken. You won't ever have your faith questioned within yourself to say, did he really exist? Did he really die and be raised on the third day? All right. The only thing that was changed in the scriptures is his name. And I've explained that many times. You will not find Yahweh Shai anywhere in the scriptures. All right. Because this devil changed it. He can't even say the name Yahweh Shai. And, you know, men from our own nation, wicked men, 2/3 men, law keepers, they find it necessary to try to discredit Yahweh Shai. They get fighting mad when you speak of his name. And this is because they're rejected. All right. They're part of the Nutsack Israelite Club. So we're going to read in its entirety the 6th chapter of the book of St. John from the Synoptic Gospels, starting at verse 1. So we can see and get a clear understanding of the shape of things to come, which happened in the ancient world, and why things are the way they are now, and why they got some men that believe and understand and receive Yahweh Shai, and those that don't. All right. So starting at verse 1. After these things, Yahweh Shai, you'll never hear me say Jesus. All right. After these things, Yahweh Shai went over the Sea of Galilee, which is the Sea of Tiberias. And a great multitude followed him, because they saw his miracles, which he did on them that were diseased. All right. Verse 3. And Yahweh Shai went up into a mountain, and there he sat with his disciples. And the Passover, a feast of the Jews, was nigh. And when Yahweh Shai then lifted up his eyes and saw a great company come unto him, he saith unto Philip, whence shall we buy bread that these may eat? And this he said to prove them, for he himself knew what he would do. So he was asking a rhetorical question of Philip. He said, where can we buy some food at, some bread and things, so we can feed the people that are coming? But he already knew what he was going to do. All right. Verse 7. Philip answered him, 200 pennyworth of bread is not sufficient for them, that every one of them may take a little. Verse 8. And one of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, saith unto him, there is a lad here, which have 5 barley loaves and 2 small fishes. But what are they among so many? And Yahweh Shai said, make the men sit down. Now there was much grass in the place, so the men sat down, in number about 5,000. And Yahweh Shai took the loaves, and when he had given thanks, he distributed to the disciples, and the disciples to them that were set down, and likewise of the fishes as much as they would. So Yahweh Shai actually manipulated the elements and multiplied everything. All right. Verse 12. And when they were filled, he said unto the disciples, gather up the fragments that remain, that nothing be lost. Therefore they gathered them together and filled 12 baskets with the fragments of the 5 barley loaves which remained over and above unto them that had eaten. So 5,000 men All right. Plus women and children. Everybody ate. Everybody's belly was tight. And they still had some left over. All right. Yahushua is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we can ask or think through the power of his Father Yahweh. All right. He was given that power. Verse 15. Wait a minute. Salat. Verse 14. Then those men, when they had seen the miracle that Yahushua did, said, this is of a truth, that prophet that should come into the world. Verse 15. When Yahushua therefore perceived that they would come and take him by force to make him a king, he departed again into a mountain himself alone. So he didn't come to establish his kingdom at that time or to be a king. He came to unify the northern and southern kingdom. He came to die and give his life as a ransom for many. It wasn't his time to be king yet. And he knew that. So he got out of Dodge. Verse 16. And when even was now come, his disciples went down unto the sea and entered into a ship and went over the sea toward Capernaum. And it was now dark, and Yahushua was not come to them. And the sea arose by reason of a great wind that blew. So the wind is blowing, right? It's dark. And verse 19, so when they had rowed about 25 or 30 furlongs, they see Yahushua walking on the sea and drawing nigh unto the ship. And they were afraid. But he saith unto them, it is I, be not afraid. So imagine being on the sea, rowing, and you see him walking on the water towards you. All right. Verse 21. Then they willingly received him into the ship. Now look right here. There's a semicolon. The minute he stepped on the ship, look what happened. And immediately the ship was at the land whither they went. Now, that's astral projection. That's 3 miracles right there. All right. He's walking. First thing he did was he fed 5,000 plus people with a couple of fish and a couple of loaves of bread. Then he's walking on water. All right. Then he steps on the ship 1 minute there in the middle of the ocean, and immediately they popped up at the shore. All right. Spiritual power, y'all. I'm going to give y'all that for free this morning. Y'all ready? Men of the Lord, y'all ready for that? Verse 22. The day following, when the people which stood on the other side of the sea saw that there was none other boat there, save that one whereunto his disciples were entered, and that Yahushua went not with his disciples into the boat, but that the disciples were gone away alone, howbeit there came other boats from Tiberias nigh unto the place where they did eat, after the Lord had given thanks. Now, let me read that again. The day following, when the people which stood on the other side of the sea saw that there was none other boat there, save that one whereunto his disciples were entered, and that Yahushua went not with his disciples into the boat, but that his disciples were gone away alone, howbeit there came other boats from Tiberias nigh unto the place where they did eat bread after the Lord had given thanks. So these people knew that Yahushua didn't leave with them. They was all the way on the other side, all right? They knew that Yahushua wasn't with the disciples. But then here he is getting out the boat. What you think was on their mind? How the hell did he catch up with them and be on the boat with them when he didn't leave with them? All right? See, that's what I'm saying. That there's all kind of stuff in these scriptures, man, that if you don't absorb it, it'll walk right past you. These people knew that Yahushua had somehow gotten on that boat supernaturally, and they left without him, and then they landed with him. All right. Verse 24. When the people therefore saw that Yahushua was not there, neither his disciples, they also took shipping and came to Capernaum seeking for Yahushua. And when they had found him on the other side of the sea, they said unto him, Rabbi, when camest thou hither? They like, how did you get over here? We saw them leave without you, and now you on a boat. Man, Yahushua is something else, man. You like to mess with your head like that. All right. Look at verse 26. And Yahushua answered them and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, you seek me, not because you saw the miracles, but because ye ate of the loaves and were filled. Translation, y'all ain't looking for me because of the miracles. You niggas got to eat. Now, if don't nothing else in scripture confirm that the Israelites are niggas, this is it right here. Y'all niggas like to eat. We like to eat, man. That's a we'll bullshit all day long, go to people's house that we don't even like, man. Rub elbows with them if we gonna get a damn meal. Let's just be 100 with it. Verse 27. He said, labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him hath the powers, which power the Father has sealed. You see that there? When you labor for the meat that perisheth, you not sealed. The meat that perisheth is the law, the law of Moses. That's the meat that perisheth. We're going to get into that coming up, all right? Look at verse 28. Then said they unto him, what shall we do that we might work the works of the powers? Yahushua answered and said unto them, this is the work of the power, that ye believe on him whom he has sent, which is him, Yahushua. All right? Put the law down. Listen to me. That's what he's telling them. Oh, the Pharisees ain't gonna like that. They get in an uproar when you teach this. All right? Let's continue to make them mad. You listening, Rico? Verse 30. They said therefore unto him, what sign showest thou then that we may see and believe thee? What dost thou work? 31. Our fathers did eat manna in the desert, as it is written, he gave them bread of heaven to eat. All right. Verse 32. Then Yahushua said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, Moses, who's that? Moses gave you not that bread from heaven. Did you hear that right there? He said, Moses gave you not that bread from heaven. Let's go back to verse 31. Our fathers did eat manna in the desert, as it is written, he gave them bread from heaven to eat. That's what the scriptures say, right? Yahushua corrected them. Then Yahushua said unto them, verily, verily, or truly, truly, I say unto you, Moses gave you not that bread from heaven. He like, y'all don't know what you're talking about. But my Father giveth you the true bread from heaven. The law of Moses is not the true bread. Can y'all dig it? 33. For the bread of power is he which cometh down from heaven and giveth life unto the world. What world? Israel. All right? Israel is the world, not the planet Earth. Israel is the world. Let me get a precept for that. This is Isaiah chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confounded, world without end. There's your proof. Israel is the world. Most High don't give a shit about these other nations. They're going to be slaves in the kingdom. He's concerned about Israel, northern and southern kingdom. Got that? Now back to St. John chapter 6, verse 33. For the bread of the power is he which cometh down from heaven, and giveth life unto the world, which is Israel. 34. Then say they unto him, Lord, evermore give us this bread. And Yahushua said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst. All right? He said, put that law of Moses down. Quit judging one another. Stop being judgmental. All right? That's what the law does. It causes you to judge each other and cut each other down. He says, I am that bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst. Verse 36. But I say unto you that ye also have seen me and believe not. 37. All that the Father giveth me shall come to me, and him that cometh to me I will in no wise cast out. You had to come to him back then, and he would have received you, and he would have never cast you out. But some of us didn't do that. And they make themselves manifest in this age right here. We know who came to the Most High and who didn't. All right. 38. For I came down from heaven, not to do mine own will, but the will of him that sent me, the Father. This is what I'm saying when I say that Yahushua does not put himself before the Father. He submits to the Father. So therefore, the words are intact when he says, there shall be no other God beside me. All right. He submits to the Father. No, Yahweh doesn't have anybody as far as challenging his authority. Yahushua submits to his Father, and everything his Father tells him, that's what he does. He does nothing on his own authority. All right. 39. And this is the Father's will which has sent me, that of all which he hath given me I should lose nothing, but shall raise it up at the last day. Are we raised up? Is this the last day? Yes, it is. We're in the regeneration now. How do you think we woke up? How do you think we were brought into the realization and truth that we're Israelites? It's because of him. Nobody else could have done that. If Yahushua wouldn't have went to that cross, we would have been forever lost. The Most High Yahweh would have never woke us up to the fact that we're Israelites. He would have never woke us up to the fact that we have Israelite princesses. He would have never woke us up to the fact of anything other than that we're Christians and we got to go to church on Sunday. He's the one that broke us out of that. He's the one right now that has given us this truth. All right. He's the one that's waking up the dry bones. Yes, he existed. He had to. There's no other way. You show me in scripture where it says King David is going to wake up Israel. You won't find it because it's not in there. Yahushua had to exist in order to get this done. He had to be alive. This is all through the Spirit. Verse 39. And this is the Father's will which has sent me, that of all which he hath given me I should lose nothing. Nobody that believes on Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to be lost. Those of you that are discrediting Yahushua, bashing him, talking trash about him, you're going to get clipped. All right. You already rejected. He said, but should raise it up at the last day. This is the last day because we've been raised up. This is the only time in history that the men of the Lord are waking up en masse like they are now. So this has to be the last day. Verse 40. And this is the will of him that sent me, that everyone which seeth the Son and believeth on him may have everlasting life, and I will raise him up at the last day. When Yahushua says something twice, you better damn sure be listening. He said he's going to raise him up at the last day. Verse 39, but shall raise it up at the last day. Twice. Verse 41, the Jews then murmured at him because he said, I am the bread which come down from heaven. Here come the Pharisees with their bullshit. 42, and they said, is not this Yahushua, the son of Joseph, whose father and mother we know? How is it then that he said, I come down from heaven? See, this lets you see that the Pharisees are not spiritually minded. They're carnal minded and they can't understand spiritual things. They can't understand that Yahushua is Solomon in the reincarnation. He was the last king of Israel. He's the reason that Israel went off. He's the reason that Israel split. The northern and southern kingdom split. He's the reason that they had animosity because he went off into idolatry. So it was his job to come and redeem Israel back into one nation and also take his sins all the way back to the garden when he was Adam and threw the entire nation of Israel off track. That's why. But a Pharisee will never understand that. A Sadducee will never understand that. Sadducees don't believe in regeneration. They don't. They believe you only live once and that's it. That's why they can't understand that King Solomon is Yahushua and Yahushua is King Solomon in the reincarnation. This is how King Solomon's kingdom is going to continue into eternity, pursuant to 2 Samuel chapter 7, starting at verse 12. All right. 43. Yahushua therefore answered and said unto them, murmur not amongst yourselves. 44. No man can come to me except the Father which has sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day. Number 3. This is why the Pharisees don't get it, because the Father is not dealing with them. 45. It is written in the prophets, and they shall be all taught of the powers. Every man therefore that have heard and have learned of the Father cometh unto me. So guess what? If you don't come on to Yahushua, then the Father's not dealing with you. I'm going to read that again. Verse 45, St. John chapter 6. It is written in the prophets, and they shall be all taught of the power. All right? Every man, therefore, that have heard and have learned of the Father cometh unto me. So, if you don't come unto Yahushua, you have not been taught anything by the Father. That's scripture, 46. Not that any man has seen the Father, save he which is of the power. He has seen the Father. I'm going to read that again. Not that any man has seen the Father, save he which is of the power. He has seen the Father. Who was that? That's Yahushua. He's the only one. None of you niggas out there have seen the Father. You can't claim to. The Father has not talked to you. He has not spoken to you. He has no relationship with you. All right? Right now you are shit to him. 47. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me have everlasting life. 48. I am that bread of life. 49. Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead. The law of Moses, all right? The law of Moses is that manna that you eat it and then you perish. Let me get a few precepts. We're going to hit up Romans chapter 7, verse 5. For when we were in the flesh, the motions of sins which were by the law did work in our members to bring forth fruit unto death. Romans 8 and 2. For the law of the spirit of life in Hamashiach Yahushua had made me free from the law of sin and death. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, 56. The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. Did you get that? Back to St. John chapter 6, verse 49, picking back up. Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead. Y'all get that? The law of Moses brings forth death. 50. This is the bread which cometh down from heaven, that a man may eat thereof and not die. 51. I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever. And the bread that I will give is my flesh, which I will give for the life of the world. Sacrifice. 52. The Jews therefore strove among themselves, saying, how can this man give us his flesh to eat? Dumb ass fucking Pharisees, thinking that he wants people to munch on him physically. 53. Then Yahushua said unto them, verily, verily, or truly, truly, I say unto you, except ye eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, ye have no life in you. And these dumbass niggas thought that he meant physically. 54. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. Number 4. It's the 4th time he said it. The scriptures are coded. Did Flavius Josephus do this? I think not. Flavius Josephus was a fucking traitor. Captured by the Romans. Befriended. He was the first recorded house nigga. All right. 55. For my flesh is meat indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. You hear that? 56. He that eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood dwelleth in me, and I in him. 57. As the living Father has sent me, and I live by the Father, so he that eateth me, even he shall live by me. 58. This is that bread which came down from heaven, not as your fathers did eat manna, law of Moses, and are dead, because the law of Moses bringeth forth death. He that eateth of this bread shall live forever. The law of liberty, the royal law, pursuant to James chapter 1, verse 25, and James chapter 2, verse 12. 59, John chapter 6. These things said he in the synagogue as he taught in Capernaum. 60. Many therefore of his disciples, when they had heard of this, said, this is a hard saying. Who can hear it? Pharisees can't understand spiritual things because they're not spiritual. They're carnal. The law is carnal. You are the proof, Pharisees, because you can't understand. The law is carnal. It kills you. That's why you are appointed to death. We are not. 6:1. When Yahushua knew in himself that his disciples murmured at it, he said unto them, Does this offend you? He knew what he was doing. 6:2. What and if ye shall see the Son of Man ascend up where he was before? It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. Let me say that again. It is the spirit that quickeneth. It is the spirit. Do we all wake up to being Israelites by keeping the law? No. We woke up to Israelites through the spirit, through the hearing of the word, through the understanding. That's how we woke up. Not by keeping no damn law. It is the spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. 6:4. But there are some of you that believe not, you Pharisees. For Yahushua knew from the beginning who they were that believed not and who should betray him. He already knew you niggas were going to be doing this in this time. He already knew it. And he had a plan for you. And he's carrying it out right now. You are manifesting yourself as to who you are by your position and your disrespect towards him, about him, taking his name in vain, talking about his death, trying to shame him. Oh, you gonna pay a price. St. John chapter 6, 65. And he said, therefore said I unto you, that no man can come unto me, except it were given unto him of my Father. If you can't come to Yahushua, if you got the balls to laugh at the way he was put to death, you are rejected. Make no mistake. Verse 66. From that time, many of his disciples went back and walked no more with him. And you are those disciples that turned away. Then Yahushua said unto the 12, will ye also go away? He said, anybody else want to go? Yahushua don't give a fuck who you are, man. He don't give a fuck what your thoughts are, your position is. You either with him or you not, pursuant to Revelation chapter 3, verse 14 and 15. I will rather you hot or cold, because if you're lukewarm, I will spew you out of my mouth. All right? Most High, Yahushua don't deal with fakery. Verse 68. Then Simon Peter answered him, Lord, to whom shall we go? Thou hast the words of eternal life. Simon Peter knew. He knew the drill. We can't go nowhere and get this. Where we going to go? 69. And we believe and are sure that thou art the Hamashiach, the Son of the living power. Verse 70. Yahushua answered them, have not I chosen you 12, and one of you was a devil? Even in the 12, they had one scandalous, snide-ass motherfucker, Judas. All right? Verse 71. He spake of Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon, for he it was that should betray him, being one of the 12. I read to you and broke down the entire passage of St. John, chapter 6. It's what I want to say to you Pharisees. Continue to do what you do. Continue to bash Yahushua. Continue to do what he has already said you were going to do. This proves to me that you love sucking this white man dick. I'll tell you why. You give the Romans credit for prophesying how wicked you niggas were going to be in this day and time. That's just astounding to me. But I tell you what, y'all are scheduled for destruction. And all you fake ass Israelites too, that say that you believe the word of the Most High, all right? And some of you might be on here. You might be on R.O.I, you know? I don't know everybody, and I don't claim to. I pray that this is not you. I pray that you're sincere when you say you love Yahushua and the Father. I pray you are. But if you got some deep hidden issues where you want to doubt his word, where you want to doubt what he's told you, where you want to doubt anything about this word, then fuck you, all right? You could get your ass off of here too. Anybody that wants to be agreeable with even part of what these Pharisees got to say, rod of iron has no place for you here. Step off. All right? We run things by the word of the Most High here. Nothing more, because it can be, and damn sure nothing less. This is Brother Matthias. I pray that you were edified. Quickly prepare for the next message. This message was brought to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right? And I approve it. Stand by for the next installment. Here's another one. Matthias out. Shalom.